welcome back. It's been a few days, in fact a little bit longer than I would have liked. I ended up staying an extra day because my nephews wanted to go to the water park. It was quite hot yesterday, and then just this morning getting going took a little bit longer than I would have hoped. In fact, I actually started driving and had to go back to Ann Arbor, but we're getting back into it now. So what you can see out here is the Great Lakes, specifically Lake Erie. It's actually the first time I've been to the Great Lakes, so this is definitely an interesting experience. It's very nice out here despite it being windy. When I was inland it was quite warm, and that breeze off the water has really helped. Here in a few moments we continue driving, gonna get some food, continue on to Sandusky, across the bridge there. So I'll probably get out there and do another stop, maybe an update. And then from there, the goal tonight is Akron, Ohio will set me up for tomorrow to do the day in Pittsburgh. I'm down here on the Sandusky Bay, just a little bit further down from my previous update, and I should have mentioned this. That was at Port Clinton, Ohio. So what you're looking at right now is the Edison Bay Bridge. Once I head out from here, I'll be crossing that onto the other side of the bay. I may stop there for a few minutes, check out a couple other spots. Now, specifically, I'm on a fishing pier, and I would bet that at one time, this is the road that crossed the bay. It's a good spot. Okay, I made it to Akron, Ohio, and I've just been hiking along the Ohio and Erie Canal. Not too long though. By the time I got here, it was just before 9 o'clock, and now it's almost coming up on 10 o'clock. So it was a lot of driving today for the amount of time that I had. A lot of stuff I just had to skip, like Cleveland altogether, because I was just never going to be able to fit it all in. So tomorrow morning, get up, start driving towards Pittsburgh. Probably spend a good chunk of the day there and then continue on. Probably make it to West Virginia tomorrow. Good morning. It's day 2 and I'm in East Liverpool, Ohio. Behind me you got the Ohio River. Now this morning I kind of slept in late, but I got going fairly quickly. On my way here, my GPS thought that the major highway was closed. I don't think it actually was, but I'm not complaining because it took me on a lot of country roads. I got to see a lot of scenery. Now I have probably about another hour and a half to Pittsburgh. I made it to Pittsburgh. Now I'm at the Point State Park, looking back at the Fort Pitt Bridge and Tunnel. It was a little bit of a challenge to get into Pittsburgh with all the bridges, but driving across all the bridges has been some great views. Now, like I had mentioned, it is the first time I've been to Pittsburgh, so there's quite a bit of walking along the downtown area and the waterfront that I want to try to accomplish today.
This is the Monongahela River, and I'm in Star City, West Virginia. Now, I've spent most of the day in Pittsburgh, and I could have stayed a couple more days, but I wanted to get a jump on the drive to the Monongahela National Forest. Good morning. It's day 3 of the return trip, and I'm out here again on the Monongahela River. Just been walking along the rail trail for a few minutes. I'll just be heading out here shortly. Here it is, Lake Buffalo. Nothing too spectacular, just a nice little lake in Monongahela National Forest. I got here around noon. It's a little bit after 6, or it is after 6. I've just mostly been hanging out. There is a little trail that goes all the way around the lake. It's about a mile, and that's where I'm at now. I did take a little dip in the lake and go all the way in. It was a little bit warmer this afternoon, but nothing too crazy. As you can see now, it is windy and has been windy all day, and actually got to be a little bit much. Just looking at Google Maps, the West Virginia border is actually just up the Forest Service Road, so I thought it'd be fun to go check it out. Obviously, Google Maps is maybe not the best source for this kind of information. When I got up to the spot where I thought it was at, there's no sign that says that you're entering Virginia, or if you're coming back that you're entering West Virginia. Really the only thing that's there is there's a sign that says you're entering the national park. As far as the rest of the evening is concerned, I'm just gonna have dinner here in a little bit. Just hang out by the lake for the rest of the evening, so it should be nice. Morning, day 4, and I'm finally getting up for the day. I did wake up a little bit earlier to shoot a time lapse, hopefully catch the sunrise. It didn't happen. I went back to bed, but now I'm finally up, feeling a little groggy this morning. I'll walk around a little bit, Lake Buffalo. Got a little bit of cleaning up to do, a little organizing in the van, and then we'll get going for the day. Okay, I've taken a little bit of a detour when I was driving down to Lake Sherwood. I noticed a sign for a ski resort. Obviously it's not winter, but still it'd be interesting to check it out even in the summertime. As I was driving along, I came across Cass, West Virginia. As I was coming into town, there was a train, one of the old steam locomotives, pulling away from the station, so I just had to pull over. And I think in a few minutes there's actually going to be another train coming in. Well, I made it. We're at the Snowshoe Basin. We're looking down at one of the ski runs and the chairlift. It's interesting, we're actually at the top rather than at the base, at least that's where the resort is. Most of the ski runs are a little bit further down. Not much to see. It's the off season, and it doesn't look like they have a whole lot of summer activities going on here. So it's pretty scarce. Okay, here we go. We're at Lake Sherwood. Just got here maybe 30 minutes ago. It's a good sized lake. Now, I didn't realize that somehow
And I thought this lake was in the George Washington National Forest. Well, it turns out it's in the Monongahela National Forest. So yeah, we're making great progress. Someday I'll have to come back to the George Washington National Forest. I'm gonna hang out here. I didn't realize this was like a full-on recreation site. We had to pay, and I don't have my interagency pass with me, so I had to pay. Plus, they don't have power here, so slightly different change of plans today. I think I'm gonna go to White Sulphur Springs tonight, stay there, and then in the morning I might come back here, or there's another lake nearby that I want to check out. Well, just finished hiking around the lake. There's a island in the lake, and I'm just hanging out here for a few minutes, resting my legs, and then it's getting on in the day. I don't think I'll actually take a swim, and maybe an hour or so we'll head out. Just finishing up here at Lake Sherwood. I did in fact go for a swim. Right now I'm just kind of letting things dry out for a few minutes before I head out. I actually am going to go to a place called Culligan, West Virginia. It might be in Virginia, I'm not sure. It will set me up a little bit better for tomorrow if I do decide to go to Lake Muma, which is the other lake that I've been referring to. If not, it will set me up better to just go home straight to North Carolina. Good morning. We're out here on the James River, just south of Clifton Forge, Virginia, which is where I stayed last night. I expect today will be the last day of travel. I decided not to go back towards Lake Muma or Lake Sherwood. I think there's going to be enough to see along the drive home that it will turn into at least a day, and possibly driving a little bit tomorrow. But again, we'll see what happens. Most of the sightseeing that I want to do will happen before I get to Greensboro, North Carolina. Once we get beyond that, it's just going to be a straight shot in. I'm not going to stop, only for gas to stretch my legs. I have a couple spots lined out that I want to stop. Maybe there's some hiking trails. Definitely knock those out if that's available. Okay, we're on one of the planned stops, the Quarry Overlook on the Blue Ridge Parkway. Well, this is it. This is the final update of the trip. I had always planned on this being the last day, and I figured we're almost there, so we might as well just finish it out. I'm on the bulk of the driving home right now. I'm just a little bit north of Greensboro, North Carolina. Just finished up swimming. So backing up earlier today, after my last update on the Blue Ridge Parkway, I did go hiking on the Appalachian Trail for about an hour. There was a lot of through hikers, and we are in that time of year. After that, I took off, went to Roanoke, drove through downtown, then had lunch at a park nearby. And pretty much since then, I've been driving. I got a couple more hours of driving to tonight. Gotta refuel once more. But we definitely got into it on this trip. It's been an amazing experience. Final thing I like to say, I just want to thank you for watching this series.